the Governor Bank of Uganda, the EDs, Nema and Uwa, honorable ladies and gentlemen, you know, last time I was Minister for Environment, I went to Mbale, and the scientists told me the mountain was cracking. Then I went to Ududa, and I told these fellows of Ududa, I'm told, if you don't leave this place, the mountain is coming down on you. They just looked at me and said, look at this idiot. What is he talking about? We've been here since eternity. Now, 3 weeks later, as you know, the mountain came down on them. Then I went back. When I went back, I said, you people who have remained here, get out of here before God gets the news. They said, oh, this man is a witch. And indeed, when I left, the mountain came down. Now, why did the mountain come down? That mountain has been there since eternity without coming down. But mankind decided to get wiser than God, go up the mountain, cut the trees, remove the tree roots, grow food which they never ate, because they interfered with the nature, and nature revenged by coming down on them. Now, if we don't seriously take environmental concerns into consideration for our generation and the next generation, the damage we do today is a result of selfishness. We want to prosper at the expense of the children of our children. If our forefathers, our forebearers had damaged the environment, would we be here? No, we wouldn't. It's only imperative that this generation and the next generation preserves the environment for purposes of the future. If we don't want to do that, then we should stop producing. We should cease procreation and say we are selfish. It's we and us alone, and hell with the future. But for as long as we have children and the children of their children, we have an obligation to ensure that we preserve this environment. Unfortunately, the African peoples are not the worst polluters. Our contribution to environmental damage is minuscule. The scientists know the percentage. We are being asked to preserve the environment when we are not the polluters. We are being told to grow trees when other people are strictly increasing economic activity and profitability at our expense. And when climate comes down harshly on us, we suffer equally like the major polluters. So it's time for the African people also to stand up and say, wait a minute, all of us are doing damage, and the more damage you do, the more you should be liable for reparation, to repair the environment with damage. When I was Minister for environment, I went to New York and there was a conference and we were discussing about environment. I looked at people talking and they are very wise. Very, very wise. They speak good English and we admire them. And we think speaking English is a sign of being intelligent. But unfortunately, I've been in Britain and I've seen a lot of people who speak English who are not as clever as some of you. Then I said, now what do I tell these human beings? I said, no, put up my hand. I said, you idiot from Africa, what are you saying? I said, now, since you are spoiling the environment for purposes of development, we're also going to spoil so that we also develop. And then we shall see where we shall end. We're also going to spoil down there. They said, oh, no, Africa, you must grow. I said, no. For instance, for us in Africa, we don't put flowers on our tables when we are going to eat. It's not because we don't love flowers. It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's because people in Europe, in extreme conditions, spend 7 months without seeing flowers. That's why they appreciate them. Here, when you go to Tesco, you find the eaters are cutting flowers because they are weed. The flowers are weed. They are a nuisance. That's why when these Africans come to town, when they come, I was teasing the governor Bank of Uganda. They gave him a tree and I said, where are you going to plant it? The whole place is tarmac and cement. We don't appreciate green because we live in green conditions. The flowers, they're everywhere. We cut them every day. Now, not until we miss those flowers that we shall know how valuable they are. Well, not until we miss honey that we shall know how valuable trees are. Because these flowers you call weed are the gift from nature which enable the bees to pollinate our crops. If not for anything else, for pollination, we need trees, we need flowers, we need the ecological environment as it was organized by nature. You know, when I went to the ministry recently, Dr. Kangwasa told me we are doing evictions. Then I told him, and there are people making noise. Oh, we are being thrown out of wetlands. Nature licensed hippos, fish, frogs, crocodile. Unless only those, and the otters. If you are not a fish, a frog, a hippo, a crocodile, and an otter, what are you doing in the wetland? When we tell you you are misplaced, get out. By all means, why do you complain? You think God was stupid to put you on dry land and put the reptiles in the water? Eh? Why are you invading the wetlands? Look at Kampala. We are, ladies and gentlemen, we are now drawing water for drinking from Katosi. Kampala water now comes from Katosi. You think National Water and Sewage Corporation is mad that they are getting water from Katosi, not from Rosera? No, we don't get water from Rosera because you've damaged Rosera. You've invaded the wetland, removed the filters, so the effluent from Kampala goes directly into the lake. And we are here clapping, putting up finger. And we think we are very intelligent. And the influence from Kampala, the heavy metals, the poisons produced by vehicles go now into Lake Victoria. Because we have overwhelmed the filter, the swamp between Gorovi and the lake, which used to filter. We've damaged it. And then you find people there with boats catching fish from that estuary. They think they are bringing food, they are bringing poison. The fish eats the poison, you get the fish, put it on the table, eat the fish, you are eating poison, I'm sorry. Go and tell everybody, all and sundry, that you are poisoning yourselves. When you fall sick, don't complain, because you are the ones who did it. So, there should be no mercy for those who are degrading the wetlands. Because me, who eats fish, unknowingly eats fish from this estuary, I'm going to be killed by your negligence and greed. So you who is degrading the wetland, you're committing murder. Why should we hang Okello and leave you? Okello killed children, you are killing adults. Now murder is murder. Whether you murder deliberately or by negligence, you have taken life. So we should actually treat you like this gentleman who is having issues with murder. Ladies and gentlemen, God was not stupid to make the world, put in trees, put in flowers, put in flora and fauna, and separate our residencies and our use of nature. Remember, nature claims its own. You cannot cheat it. There are people who went and built houses in the lake some time ago. They went and built houses, very nice, beautiful houses. And the lake just rose. It claimed its own. So now the houses are underwater. Why that effort? Why that effort? Why do you sink all this wealth into the lake when you can't enjoy it? So, ladies and gentlemen,